have to.
Welcome to Fly Fish Live. G'day everybody. Special edition match, Halloween match between Lewis and Noah. It's going to be a bit of fun today, and we have a special mystery guest today as well. What we want to do is get you guys to comment below and see if you guys can guess who this mystery guest is with us today. But before we head over to them, we want to make sure that you guys go through a couple of things. Want to make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell, and make sure you don't miss out on any new content that we bring out and any more live events, the upcoming live events. Also, we now have a Twitch TV channel. So if you're on Twitch, or if you're not on Twitch, get on it. If you're on Twitch, give us a follow over there at twitch.tv/flyfishlive. Also, we have a Patreon page. So we're looking for patrons to come on board, help us out, just like our first patron, Connor Cagney, mate. Thank you very much for jumping on board. Down under here, you'll see Connor's Instagram name. Go give him a follow. Thanks heaps for jumping on board, mate. It's €2 to jump on board and become a patron, and you'll get your Instagram name up on every live game, and also you'll get patron only content and updates on things a lot earlier than everyone else. So we thank everyone in advance. Thanks again to Connor, and we thank everyone in advance for doing that. You'll find Patreon page at www.patreon.com/flyfishlive. Now, with our social media, we've got Facebook and Instagram, which is at Fishcoin. And we also will be having another competition with hashtags, hashtag FlyFishLive on all your fish pictures. And come Series 2, which is not far away at all, we will be going back through those hashtags, and you could be a lucky winner and win some prizes. So there'll be more than one prize given out. So make sure you're hashtagging FlyFishLive on all your social media fish pictures. All right, we won't keep you any longer waiting to come and check out our special mystery guest. All right, we'll head on over to our special mystery guest. G'day, special mystery guest. How are you?
I'm not bad, Josh. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Now we don't want to reveal your name yet, but if anyone can guess who this special mystery guest is, write it in the comments, and we will see if someone can be a lucky winner on that one. But we'll give them a clue, mate. What country are you from?
From the country where we make this stuff. If anyone knows where that's from.
Nice. All right, we'll let people ponder about that one at the moment. We'll head on over and we'll go and see the young guns down by the river. They're all pumped up, ready to go. So we'll head on over to, let's go to Lewis. Head on over to Lewis first. Lewis, are you there, buddy? G'day, Lewis. No? How about Noah?
Yep. Right here.
Yeah,
You unmute us?
Yeah.
You're on mute.
Yeah. Yep. We'll go to
No, I can't hear.
Noah, how are you, mate?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
Good, buddy. It's a nice mask you've got there.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
That's your fishing mask, is it?
Oh, yeah.
If you come a little bit closer to camera for us so we can hear you a little bit better.
Okay.
Nice, mate. Now, Noah, whereabouts are you?
I am on the Arkansas River in Pueblo, Colorado.
Yep.
It's a pretty technical tailwater out here, but there's a lot of fish. There's a lot of fish per mile, and they're feeding right now. So hopefully, I'll do well, right?
Yeah, nice. And have you been doing a lot of practice there at the moment before you match?
Here for a good couple hours, and they're feeding pretty well, especially on dry flies. You might see me fishing that during my session, but it is pretty windy. You can't tell right now, but you'll probably see it during the session. So
yeah,
I'll have to work through that.
All right, well, good luck, mate. All right, let's switch over to Lewis.
Can you hear me now, Josh?
Yes, actually, guys, we have a little technical problem at the minute, but we'll fix that up. We can keep talking to you guys. So, Louis, what we'll do, whereabouts are you, mate?
I'm on the lower Nantahala River in North Carolina. Should be pretty good. It's got a real good density of fish, and it's fishing pretty well right now. Similar story as Noah.
Yeah, nice. And have you been doing a lot of practice before your match?
Not a crazy amount. I know the river fairly well. So I just came up here, sort of went with patterns that I knew worked, and they ate them real well. So, if it keeps working, then, and I fished it right before an hour or two. So it's been pretty good.
All right. So we just had a little technical problem once again. I'm not sure what happened there, but we're gonna drop you guys off and bring you back in a minute. We'll head over to Mark. Mark, how are you, man? I've
Good.
just given it away, haven't I? I don't know if anyone heard me then, but you can release your head now, mate.
Thank God.
Thank God, it must have been hot in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to go offline just for 1 minute, and we'll be back in 1 minute, lads. So very sorry about this. I'm not sure what happened with that one, but we'll be back. All right, we are back. Sorry about that one. We're not a bit unsure what happened there, but problem is fixed. Problem is fixed, and
We've revealed Mark.
we've revealed Mark. Yes, we have. So, Mark, welcome on board, mate. And so how's things over there in Ireland, buddy?
Good, not too bad. It's pretty stormy weather at the moment, but yeah, hopefully things will settle down and coronavirus will settle down. We'll get out for a bit of fishing, hopefully. So
Nice.
over the winter months.
Cool, man. Now let's go back over. Who do you think will win this match? Have you been to
I don't know. Looking at Noah's in on the Arkansas River. Lewis is on the lower Anhale River, I think he said. But I think Lewis's water had a lot of water come through it in the last 24 hours or 48 hours, he said. So I think the trout are going to be a bit exhausted. So looking at Noah's water, you know, the levels he's kind of had in the last couple of days, I think the fish might be more active. So I'm probably putting my money on Noah, but look at best luck to suit him. You know,
that's
fishing's
fishing.
fishing.
Fishing. Anything can happen.
Exactly.
We'll just jump back to the young guys there for a minute. We'll go to Lewis. Lewis, mate, you've lost your head cam view. If you can turn your head cam on, I'll send you.
Oh, sorry about that. I fell asleep.
Oh, good, mate. Cool. So
you don't fall asleep.
So what river were you on again, Louis? Just
the Nantahala.
Nantahala. Cool.
Hold on. It's the. Hold on. Give me a moment.
Yep.
It's difficult to do with the strap from the camera.
There we go. You're back on, mate. Just
awesome.
Wicked. All right. This is everything that happens on Halloween, eh? All right. So what we'll do, we'll get this game straight underway. We are running a little bit late. We'll get this game underway, and we've lost Louis' head cam again. There we go.
I'm trying to get it back in the straps here.
Awesome. Well, all right. So I'm gonna back Louis on this one, Mark. I'm just to have a bit of fun here. Gonna go with Louis. I'm rooting for you, Louis. We have lost your head cam again.
I didn't hit a button again, did I?
Flip it up.
We have lost your head cam again. I think you need to turn your head. I'm not sure. We might have to run without your head cam if that keeps happening.
Green. You need to actually put it to sleep before you put it on because it keeps in your head.
No, what happened was I put it to sleep. Okay.
All right. Let's head over to Noah for a second while Louis just sorts that out. You're back on, Louis. That's good. Noah, what river were you at again, buddy?
I was on the Arkansas River in Pueblo. It's a water.
Yep.
And fish is
Yeah.
Nice. We've got Rockabilly Boys on again. G'day, Rockabilly Boy. And we've got Jan Nazco. I think that's how you say his name.
Yeah.
He said, is that Mark Driver there? Also, Southern Boy's going to take care of business, Robocop. So he reckons the Southern Boys are going to win this one. All right, lads. So what we'll do is we'll get into position. You got to start on the bank, and we'll get this game underway. I'm not sure what's going on with Louis' head cam there, but that's
Josh.
Yeah, mate.
Is there any way, because there's a place I can put it in my pack, but it won't be sideways.
Yes.
It keeps hitting my hair.
Yeah, so just switch it. If you got your phone on, sorry about this, people. Louis, have you got your phone with the front cam?
You got to switch it. Do it backwards.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I can.
You're backwards, dude. Put the big screen facing out and switch the camera around.
Oh, that would be really smart.
There we go. There we go.
He'll be back in 1 second, guys.
Yep.
By the way, what software is being used? I know it's Zoom, but on those screens.
We have a special OBS program running through this. So
You
It's
should
called
try
Streamlabs.
Cinemaker. Oh,
called
Streamlabs.
Streamlabs. So I'm bringing
Try Cinemaker.
Louis. I'm bringing you back in, Louis. There we go, mate. So make sure your phone's facing outwards.
I got you now. Gosh, dang it. I am sorry for anyone watching this.
All good,
Boy,
mate.
do I suck at technology.
Your
It's
acting career is
Halloween.
over.
All right.
There we go.
What do you think your number's going to be, Mark? How many?
I don't know. I didn't get a chance to ask the two guys what their numbers are like. Or did they mention anything to you? So
No, well, I've heard of numbers sort of similar to what the guys were getting in the first series. So, 25, 30.
Lose your fingers on it, dude.
I'd say maybe 26, 20, 22 maybe.
26,
Young
22.
Lewis Cam.
Okay, so what we'll do, we might have to.
Put your finger
We've
on it.
lost
Take it off.
Louis
Do it again.
again.
Hold on a second, guys. He hit it with his finger.
Alrighty, now
Now he's good. Now he's good.
All right.
All right. Wicked. All right, let's get this game underway. Now we've got a good picture, mate. I hope you get a big one. All right. So remember you got to start on the bank, and we will get the ball rolling in 10 seconds. Are we ready?
yes, sir.
That and away you go. Let's start. All right, so Noah started off pretty quickly there. He must have seen one, I think. That was,
Oh my God, one just came out of the water.
so looking at these two rivers, Mark, so which one would you prefer at the moment?
Yeah, like, I've only seen now with Nolan, it's quite low compared to the Irish rivers here. Lewis's water looks more tasty, has a bit of depth going through it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I only can see one part of Noah's water, so
Fish for Noah.
good stuff.
Nice quick start. First minute. I was talking to Noah before, and he did mention that there could be numbers pushing close to what we saw with Trout. Dave O'Donovan caught in the final back in Series 1.
Yeah.
That was his goal. He's going to really push for that.
Yeah, you can see like with
Fish for Noah. Two quick ones there.
yeah. He still loses waters. It seems to be pushing through quite quick, like so. Noah has a bit more easy water to get through, targeting fish.
In that situation, say Noah's off on a run again. In that situation with like Louis down there, what would be your tactic there with water running that fast?
It could be fast, but it might be, might be all that deep. It might be only 2 or 3 feet deep. Obviously you'd want to maybe too hard to tell maybe, but you might only maybe want your heavier fly on the dropper possibly, to kind of bring your 2 flies down if the fish are holding on the bottom. You know, if you do need to get down to them, depending on the type of day or time of day. You know, it is an effective tackle when you're pushing hard and you do need to get down. Sometimes heavy nymphs, like obviously, but your heavier nymph possibly on your dropper to get both nymphs down, like so.
Yep. And fish for Noah. That's a really quick start, but as we've seen before that in previous games that like 8 to 10 fish can be not a problem to catch back up with.
Oh, exactly. Like Lewis is, you know, he's in the water, well learned, but like obviously if he got into some of the pocket water that I could see in the earlier parts of the video, he could pull 10 or 12 out one after another, like so, quite quickly.
Louis
Fish.
got one. Fish for Louis. There we go. He's on the board. He started. We did speak about this before, but have you fished the spot that both of these guys are at?
No, one of my fishing partners has been over there fishing World Championships. I haven't actually got the chance to go over yet. I have been invited to go over to fish some of the rivers over there, but I haven't got the opportunity to go over at the moment. But there are stints, but hopefully in the next year or two, maybe in between some of the fishing trips, we have provisions planned.
Fish for Noah. Yeah.
But yeah, they look like great rivers. I know I've loads of contacts over there to plenty of invites. I was in Canada last year for North Loch style championships, and got plenty of invites to go over to different parts of Colorado to fish and different places all across the states. So look forward to it hopefully in the next coming years.
That's nice. It's great to see the youth coming through with fly fishing. How's the situation in Ireland? How's the youth situation over there? Have you got a good following with the youth coming through?
Yeah, it's kind of okay. It wouldn't be the best. You know, you're depending on a lot of clubs to kind of do their best to try to get young people, but young people over here are involved in so many sports, kind of hard where, you know, fly fishing, there's so many academies and everything in place. You know, in America and Czech Republic and these places, you know, to really encourage youths that are really, you know, keen on getting involved and stuff like that. So we do try our hardest here. I'm the provincial youth officer here in Ireland for the last year or two, but it's difficult trying to get youths to come out and then trying to get adults as well to kind of help. But you know, it's across so many different communities and clubs, but it's trying to get everyone to kind of come together to kind of help them. And you know, you might only get so many to stick with it, but hopefully you can pull some of them into the senior ranks then when they reach the proper age, and you know, they have it for life then, hopefully. So, and it is a great thing to have, like so.
Yeah. We got Rita Donovan came on, said nice mask there, Mark. And she's also mentioned about the clock's not running down on screen. So we're sitting at the moment. We're sitting at 53 minutes and 45 seconds. Just so those will get that clock fixed very shortly.
I'd say that's probably Dave watching, not Rita.
You reckon?
Yeah, I don't think he's only starting to get a little bit tech savvy, so I'd say that's him.
Ehan Sinner said beautiful water. Yeah, mate. I'm not sure if he's fished over there. Ehan was our last special guest.
Yeah, I think Lewis was saying there at the start, like his water was 3,400 cubic newtons.
Lewis
of water
got a fish.
Louis on. Nice. 2-4.
Fish.
Fish for Noah.
Yeah.
2-5. That's actually a pretty quick start.
We seen high numbers yet?
What's that?
We seen high numbers yet?
Yeah, it's 5-2, and we're down 7.5 minutes.
Lewis has a fish.
Louis got another fish on.
He's netted it.
Nice work, Louis. 3-5. I remember Kirk Lewis was over in the Colorado, and he struggled in one of the spots over there. Thought he would catch more than what he did, and let's see what happens with Noah.
Yeah, I think Kirk was on a different part of the water, and temperatures were quite hot back then when he was fishing as well. So.
So do you think would you use a dry dropper where Noah is?
Yeah, it looks perfect for it. Maybe not in Lewis's water, maybe on the far side, maybe Lewis's water, maybe where there might be some tail ends, but yeah, no, he's perfect water there for dry dropper.
Fish.
Fish.
That was funny, Noah.
Fish for Noah.
As you can see, Noah's not even up to his knee really, so it's ideal water for straight dry or dry dropper. So the only thing is, like, during practicing with Dave and Ireland during series, nymphing is the quickest way. Like, we did practice dry dropper, and it's effective to a certain aspect, but fish for Noah, is it? Oh, that's the last one, sorry. You have too many. I found there was too many possibilities of getting entangles and stuff like that, even though you might have set up done correctly to every end and stuff, but you're still running the chance of tangles and things going wrong for you. So I did find nymphing was if it was working, you could target your fish more and stuff like that. So obviously depending on the time of day and things like that, but that we were holding the games. But
Lewis got another one.
Louis got another one.
Have you fished over here, Josh?
No, I'd love to. I'd love to fish over there, but I haven't had the chance. I've only been to the States once, and I've went over and saw a mate over in San Diego, California. Didn't get the chance to get out there and go for a fish, though. It was more of a quick visit.
Yeah.
There we go. I think we got the clock back on there, which is good. So the score currently is 4-6. What do you think? Do you think Louis should be moving more, or do you think he might have a nice pocket there?
He looks like I think he has kind of like two heads of runs kind of coming together. Seems like he's fishing between them in the pocket and stuff there on the tail sides of them. He's kind of just underneath the bridge there, so he's obviously just working his way out. Like, kind of, they can be difficult areas, but they do hold fish. So
Fish for Noah.
Yeah. See, Lewis is moving up now, so it's always a good spot. I always find it's prolific for fishes. Always at the top of runs, the flats. You always have a fast amount of fish holding.
So is that what you tend to look before in, say, rivers like that at the top of the runs there?
Yeah, kind of where Lewis has gone now is always, it's ideal. Like, I don't know how deep it is. Maybe that's why he's not getting in. It might be too deep, but down there near the top of the bridge, is always ideal water. Fish that maybe might have came up through the runs during floods or as levels even dropped. Move into new grounds. I always find they like to hold there as the water speed starts to pick up from maybe dead flats above. It starts to turn any food that's kind of been dragging low along the bottom, higher, lifting up off the ground, or starts to turn the riverbed a little bit more before the top of runs begin. So normally you can get plenty of fish lying there, and it's always a good spot to catch fish. So
we've got Peter Driver jumped on early, and he said happy Halloween. And same with Lona Kotanigi. I think that. I hope I pronounced your name right there, mate. I have a bit of trouble with some names sometimes. But with say when you're fly fishing like this, mate, Mark, and we can see Noah heading upstream. Sometimes you see people fishing downstream. Is fishing up or downstream better? Is there a better way to do it? People that are starting.
I think up.
Was that a fish? Was that a fish?
Don't think
No
so.
fish.
No fish. Cool. Yeah. So for someone starting out, what would you recommend? Like starting fishing upriver or?
Yeah, look, me and Peter had a discussion about this the other day. I think we were talking about, or was it during one of Peter's live shows, and we were saying, like, kind of reminding me of things as well. Like, but you can bring someone out and you can show them they've never fished in their lives, and you bring them straight down to the river and you show them you're nymphing and they're nymphing upstream and whatever it is, and they might catch some fish and think they've done it. But when they go back out another day, them same tactics mightn't work. The fish could be higher in the water, so it's not working for them. They get frustrated. They might leave the fishing and forget all about it.
Does that count?
Where
Hey, Josh, does it count if it flops up on the bank and then I catch it?
If you net it, mate, I'll count it. It's got to hit the net.
He's in the net.
He's in the net. He's done.
Yep.
Nice work.
like it depends how. I found, like Peter did mention it, and and it does make sense that knowing your traditional methods as well, like wet fly fishing and how the fish behave and stuff, it all counts. Like, so, but look at it, it all depends on the amount of time you put into it. Downstream nymphing is very effective. I found that in the lead up to one of our national competitions here, in my practice sessions. I was getting fish upstream nymphing, but when I let the nymph swing down below me, I was hitting a lot more fish than I was upstream nymphing. That was a sign that wet flies were a method that needed to be utilised during the competition. Something that maybe if I'd have done more practice, we would have.
Fish for Noah. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like you got to cover all avenues. But yeah, definitely letting your nymphs go down below you. Always having that strike at the very end, when the rod's right below you, because you never know, because you'll always find your head going to turn before you actually cast the rod, and maybe 6 out of 10 times you'll hook a fish.
Yeah.
Or you won't hook a fish, but those other couple of times, there's always a chance you're gonna strike a fish. And too many times I found that I've turned my head, not watching that last little strike down below me, and I go to cast and there might be a small fish flying in front of me, or the rod stays behind because there's a good fish on. Like, so downstream fishing, nymph fishing is very effective. So
yeah,
fish for Noah.
Another fish for Noah.
But also depending on the especially up where you are, Josh, like you've grayling love their nymphs come down across them. Downstream nymphing is very effective for grayling as well. Like, so both methods, but downstream, a lot of people will tell you grayling fishing downstream is quite effective for them. So
yeah, I see over here in Finland when they salmon fish. I went with a guide one time up north and salmon fish, and they like to they love fishing downstream for salmon. Is that what you fish for? Is that how you fish for salmon?
I don't really target salmon that much, but I do enjoy getting them on the nymphs now and again. Not purposely, but it's a bonus when you're out and about. If you know there's fresh water after coming through and you're in a likely spot on a river that holds salmon, you're always waiting for that fish. So
Fish.
and
Fish for Louis.
Yep.
good stuff. Yeah, I don't do much salmon fishing. It's
Fish for Noah.
Fish for Noah.
Yeah. You don't do much salmon fishing. You have to get over here, mate, next year.
Yeah, definitely. That's the plan if everything calms down, hopefully. I go in the morning if I could, but it's the way things are at the moment.
We do have it was Dave here using Rita's tablet. He said.
Yeah.
Bill Urban, mate. He said, great job. Loves watching live or in replay. Keep up the great work. Thanks, Bill. It's a bit of fun. We love doing it. Glad you guys like it.
Fish for Noah.
Fish for Noah. How about do you like you're talking about the youths in Ireland? Do you think there could be a lot more come through?
Yeah, Garda betting's a big thing over here. Not to get in too big into it, but around abuse around children and stuff like that. I know it's children need to be protected, or young adults is very big. Like, so, Garda betting is something that we have been lacking for the last couple of years or for a long time, but it's really kind of been honed in on now with a lot of sports and sports clubs across Ireland. And it's something that our national federations are finally getting set up now. Will make things safer for us as the youth coordinators and the adults that are helping the competitions run. But also, to protect the youth.
Fish for Noah.
Fish for Noah.
Yeah.
So, hopefully we'll help things run a bit quicker, because, we'd like to go into schools and run day programs or encourage, do maybe small seminars or small talks with, youths in.
Fish for Louis. Oh, no, Noah.
Fish for Noah, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we'd like to go into schools more, and approach different clubs and
Fish again.
He's got a nice pocket there.
Nice little hot spot there.
Yeah. But yeah, it's about getting people together to, work as a team. There's only a select few of us here in Ireland that are trying to, get as many youths together from so many different clubs. There's some lads that are absolutely brilliant, and there's some of us that we help out where we can, but the more we can get involved, the better. Because the youths are the future. Like, even myself now, like, I'm in my late 20s, and other lads they only have so many years left in them and stuff like that as well, like in terms of clubs or even being able to fish. So they are the next generation, like, to keep this kind of going in here in Ireland and across the world as well. Like, so
if
Fish for Lou.
Fish for Louis. Nice work, Louis.
Fish.
Fish for Noah. Head to head now. If there was young guys or girls that wanted to get involved in fly fishing, say over there in Ireland, what's the best way for them to go about it?
Just contact their local clubs if there's any, or their nearest club, of course, or contact the federation. We do try to hold open days. I did have open days planned this year, but for my provincial or province, but couldn't go ahead due to COVID-19. But look at getting in contact with Taffy Ireland. There's also ITFA Ireland. There's plenty of federations they're the two main ones in Ireland. Taffy's the main one that we use for qualifying for teams to go.
Fish.
Yeah. Fish for Noah.
Stuff that we use to go and represent in the fish moosh competitions. So, you know, if you can get in contact with Taffy or any of them, they'll happily put you in contact with a club or a senior member of a club to get involved and get signed up. And most clubs now would use our normally very low membership fees, and if not free. So, you know, they're glad to get youths in the door, get them involved and get going. So
Nice. It looks like we've lost Louis' head cam, but that's okay.
hopefully it didn't fall in the river.
No.
No.
It did not.
That's good.
No. I think it was an iPhone, was it?
Yes. A new one at that.
So the score at the moment is 7-16. Fish.
For
Fish
Noah.
for Noah. Noah's found a nice little patch there. And we've got 37 minutes left.
Yeah, Noah seems to be hit a few early fish there in the top of the pocket that he's fishing into, but he's hitting a good few fish now, kind of letting him swing down in front of him, I think so.
How long before you'd move on? Would you just keep punching that for 5 minutes, or?
You know, you're constantly talking to your unconscious when you're there's another fish. Yeah.
Fish with that, Louis?
No, Noah had a fish
No.
on the drop.
Noah.
So.
Yeah.
Look, it's all about confidence. You know, you got to down to experience as well. You got to know when they're not done, and if that's a hot spot, you know, if you think you've exhausted it, move on. Come back to it maybe for the last 5, 10, 15 minutes of your session or something. Give it a rest. The fish will come back in around that.
Yeah.
Fish.
Fish for Noah.
Fish again. He's getting a nice little buffer now, isn't he?
Oh.
Louis, you want
like
to get
even
quick ones.
You see Noah there now. He's he's letting the nymphs go down below him, and did prove effective there a minute ago to him for a fish. But you know, like even like that, especially after catching maybe 5 or 6 fish there earlier on in that pocket, you know, try keep your distance without going into the pocket too much, but at the same time, you know, try exhaust all parts at the same time. Maybe got as many fish out as you can, and then give it a break. You know, move out without causing too much disturbance. Come back to it then, and you know, you should be able to pick up on some of the fish that you might have plucked or missed, or even some of the fish you've actually got like netted. So.
Louis, we hope Louis grabs a couple more where he is at the moment. Fish for Noah again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Having to take a little detour.
Yep, that's all right. We've actually lost Louis' head cam, so we'll have to only count the fish that we see on your camera.
Of course.
All good.
Where is he?
Just with the rules. He's lost him. He's probably gone for a swim.
I hope not.
Ooh.
There he is.
Yeah.
Nice work, cameraman.
Thank you.
Yeah, Louis seems to be getting into nice water there now. It's a bit more settled and approachable, I think, by the looks of it compared to below.
Would you head those spots there on the other side of
Fish.
the river? Fish for Noah. On the other side of the river there that Louis is in, where that whitewater stuff is that usually a good spot to target when you got a bit of white water like that? Or
yeah, you can kind of see a couple of different points of that kind of break or run. It seems to be kind of shaped around in a horseshoe as such. So like if you kind of normally I would kind of angle my looking at, I would kind of angle my body towards it and fish into it in a certain direction. And but yeah, to be definitely fish holding over there in different kind of lines or rows. And, you pick out the pockets, and especially on the far side, it looks to be the calmest. You're going to get a lot of fish there as well. But in a competition like this, not unless you know the water and if the fish are there, you're going to take the chance of wading over there and fishing it, and maybe not equalize as many fish that you might get this side, or by moving up a bit more and fishing. So it's all down to your practice. And
your camera's off.
Oh, good. Looks like Louis changing flies here. Might be changing tactics. Is there anything, Mark, looking at these guys, the way they've been fishing at the moment, is there anything that you would have done a little bit different yourself at this stage, or?
No, it's like we still have half an hour to go.
Yep.
Louis changing flies. Maybe he's fishing.
Fish for Noah.
Maybe he snapped off, I'm not sure, but maybe when he's seemingly like he could have been down below, depending on how many rods he has with him. The rods could be behind, I'm not sure, but he could be, by the looks, he's in lighter water than he was down below. So he could be on heavier nymphs down below, and he's only getting the chance now maybe to lighten up a little bit on his nymphs, possibly. In terms of Noah, no, he's doing everything. Don't change anything. If it's working, stick with it. Your confidence is up, so just grind it out and work hard. Keep working hard. So
Fish
for Noah.
Especially for Noah, like you don't want to kind of get overexcited. At the same time, you want to stay focused and keep telling yourself that in your head, like, stay focused. Don't stress, don't get nervous or whatever, stuff like that. To be telling myself when I'm in a competition, if you're starting to see yourself doing a few things wrong, then make it, don't make a decision, as I've always been told, whether it's move up 10 feet or change your fly.
Time? How much time's left?
We got 30 minutes and 45 seconds.
Just over 30 minutes.
30 minutes, Noah.
Yeah, so we saw Mark. We saw Noah's head cam's gone now. So we saw you in series 1, mate, where you got a few fish behind, and you could hear the scores, people yelling out the scores. Did that play with your head? Would that be playing with these guys' heads?
I don't get it.
No,
I didn't know you were back there.
I heard the scores at the start.
There was an Asian dude right there.
Yeah.
And then I see you. I'm like,
Yeah, go ahead, mate.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I think I remember hearing them at the start, maybe, but I don't. Yeah, it could maybe.
Fish for Noah.
Dave, my competitor, he did go a good bit ahead, like, but I kept saying to myself, just to stay focused, just keep focused on your game plan, stick to your game plan. I didn't come back and I got a certain amount of fishing, but maybe it was a little bit too late. It's all down to your practice. You got to take everything into consideration. But no, look, if that type of thing doesn't distract you when you're fishing, then I think Noah can really hear what we're doing. I think because he's giving us a thumbs up there now and again. But he seems to be a bit settled and he's relaxed. So depends how things are going for you. If you find things are going tough, maybe in Lewis's position, maybe that's something you don't want to hear. I don't know, but once you're focused and you're stuck in and you have your game plan, you're not really going to let anything really.
Fish for Noah. Yep.
You're not going to let anything really distract you too much. So you always try to block out everything else that's going on and stick to your game plan. So
we see Noah's got a nice bit of sunshine there. It looks a lot warmer than what it is with Louis. The temperature play a big role in Euro nymphing.
yeah, like the water conditions could be still a bit warm, but it's I can see the sun hitting the hills in the back of Lewis's camera. You know, I don't know how early it is there, but you know, if it's early or late in the afternoon, I'm not sure. But yes, sunshine can trigger the fish to come on a good bit. So
fish for Noah.
All right. Lewis is going to lose light in about 30, 45 minutes.
All right, so it's that late in the day, yeah. So
yeah.
Sometimes look at the fish could be higher in the water. It's hard to know. As Lewis was saying, there was a lot of water coming down in the last 72 hours. Like it went from 3,400 Newton meters or something like that, I think, down to 1,000, which is what the current levels are at. Like, so, you know, that's a lot in 72 hours. You know, that's a lot of stress on the fish as well. So, you know, you got to take everything into consideration. You know, where Noah, his river has been relaxed for maybe the last number of days. So
fish for Noah. Yeah.
But yeah, temperatures do have big impact. Like I've gone out fishing in the mornings at 6 o'clock and had maybe 9-10 degrees temperature, where maybe in the middle of the day it might be an 18 or 19. You know, and
fish
for Noah.
You know, you can still get a lot of fish in the mornings where it's cold. During the day, then sometimes when the sun's straight above you, it can be 50-50. Sometimes the fish just go completely off and they get a bit you get a little bit sick maybe from the heat. But you'll always find, the sunlight can trigger it. It can, whether it's giving a bit of a bling off the beads or something to attract the fish, you know, or a certain insect evolving from the bottom up. I always find makes, you know, can have a big impact. Like so.
Fish for Noah. Well, he's hit the 30 mark already. 26 minutes to go. He's on some good numbers there at the moment.
Nice job, buddy.
Yeah, he's plenty of little pockets there. Noah has little small boulders and little flat ripples in between. You know,
I think Louis had a bit of a hard luck with the weather over the last couple of days.
Fish.
Another fish for Noah. I think they had a bit of rough weather come through, which
yeah. I think Noah was saying that at the start. I think Lewis had a bit of a hurricane or a passing hurricane come through or something like that. So
yeah, and he was a bit hesitant. They might have had a landslide, but he got away with getting down there and getting into the fish. So let's hope he picks up a couple more.
Look at his all experience. You know, I'm sure he'll. You know, there's still plenty of time if he finds them. And if not, like, you know, you take experience from it. You go home, you know.
Fish.
You go home, you learn from a lot of the stuff you've done in that competition, and you know, you make notes and diaries. You know, keeping the diary is very important. You know, something I try to do as much as I can. You know, this time of year, maybe if you're out today, where the two guys are, you know, document your flies are working, methods, depths, temperatures, all that, you know, because the fish may be a competition on that section of water this time next year or in 2 or 3 years' time. You know, you'll have some information to give you some guidance to what's working, or you know, what to work towards in terms of your preparation leading up to the competition. So it is something we competition anglers maybe don't do enough of, but it is a very effective tool to have. Mightn't be useful maybe until maybe 2 or 3 years down the line, but you know, it all comes into play. Like so, and you know, even for Noah or Lewis now as young youths, like, you know, they mightn't use that tool during this.
Fish for
Lewis
Louis.
got a fish. Yep.
Nice work, Louis.
Ooh. Fish
for Noah. Good work, mate. He's hunting down his target that he was after, old Dave Donovan's target.
Yeah.
45, I think it was, wasn't it?
In the final session, I think it was. Yeah.
I think it was.
Oh,
He's got another 13 to go in 23 minutes. Could be a close call the way he's been fishing.
Yeah, he's got. He might get there.
Fish for Lou.
Fish for Louis.
fish.
Fish for Noah. Looks like Louis
Stuff
might
like
have found a nice little spot there.
Yeah.
During the evening is a lot harder. Do you tend to catch more fish during the day than the evening?
No, it could be completely opposite depending on the time of year. Obviously temperatures again. You know, depending here in Ireland, the evening times nymphing seems to kind of go off. Half
About
6,
22 minutes.
7. In the evening onwards, like, so you're kind of starting to move higher in the
Fish.
water, so you might start using nymphs with maybe CDC wings or maybe
for Noah.
stuff like that, maybe to get a bit of
Yep.
Like
move,
35.
Yeah. So to
Um,
give you a score update, Noah 35, Lewis 9 at the moment.
yeah, like, you know, you might move to
Fish.
Fish.
fish. Times, like, I don't know how evening times fish over in America, but I'm sure most places are kind of the same in a way. But
Fish.
you know,
Fish.
he's found
No.
another nice pocket.
He has. Can they be the same fish? Have you had experience? Can they be the same fish in the same pocket when you release them? Or generally not that quick?
No, not that quick. Not when this type of competition you're speed fishing a lot. Like, so now unless Noah was throwing him right back into where he's after hooking them from, but he's released them at his feet. Like, so, you know, the fish are going to drop in around his legs. But some of them know where they're going. They do go back into their primary pockets or secondary pockets in the surrounding area where he would have caught them from. So, you know, you never know. If they're hungry enough and they weren't exhausted from the fight, like, yeah. But as I was saying earlier, normally you come back to that maybe pocket 10 minutes at the end of your session, then you might have a good chance of maybe getting the same or a couple of the same fish again. Like, so.
Nice. Looks like Louis looks like he might have a nice little patch over there. Still running quite quick, but
yeah, I just think there's a big run on the far side, and then he has his back to one here, so he kind of looks to be in good water there. Should be a nice channel in between the two there.
Yeah, it looks like swimming water.
See, Noah's moving up now. There's a bit of flat water above him, I think, but some pockety water on the far side here.
How different do you fish like the flat water? Do you fish it the same when it's?
Yeah, you can nymph it just as easy. Yeah, normally maybe a bit more long line. Depending if there's no real pull in the flats to kind of take away your movement in the flat. Sometimes you get that shake, those wave shakes as such you want to call them, up through the runs or up through the flats. Sometimes you can spook the fish a little bit. So you know, sometimes you might have to move a bit slower depending on the current coming through the flats. But I find anyway. But yeah, do a little bit more long line nymphing when you're in the flats, but it can be very effective. I know.
Stay behind.
Fish.
Fish for Noah. Moves up to 38 with 19 minutes to go. Well, I'll just get some red blood out, mate.
I thought all the white paint was going to come off your face at the start there when we were having technical issues. You were sweating a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when you're in a competition like this, it's flats. You know, you see the pockety war that Noah had there at the start. Like, you know, he was meeting fish. He was missing the odd few there. I think he dropped maybe one or two, but you know, he was on them. Like, so flat water, it can be effective during competitions, but in a 1 hour competition like this, I think it can be a little bit tough, unless, you know, there's a deep hole somewhere, maybe along a flat. So, you know, best thing to do is keep moving or go back down over the water you fished if you have time. Like, so.
Yeah, in a fast game like this, you want to try and hit the flowing water as much as possible, unless there's a deep hole.
Lewis fish.
Louis fish. Louis hit double
Fish
figures.
Noah.
Fish for Noah. It seems like every time Louis grabs one, Noah just plucks another one.
Yeah.
So we've got 17 minutes to go, guys.
17 minutes, Lou.
I'm guessing I've got my money that Louis can get up 15 here. I reckon
Yeah, he
he's
should do. He's
I can't hear you, Lou.
good little
got
patch.
good water there in front of him. So if he works his way into it, and you know, he's plenty of time there to even
Fish.
maybe get up to 10.
Fish Noah. He's doing some slip catches there, old Noah. Diving left, right, and centre for him.
I don't know if the fish are similar now. Noah's fish seems to be quite a bit.
Lewis fish.
Lures on fish. Nice work.
Quite smallish enough. I think Lewis's might be the same. I haven't seen him overly play too many fish, but for this type of fish, this type of competition, it's, you know, it's good, but you know, it's not all about small fish either. It's, you know, every fish counts. So
yeah. And is this something you practice with, like Euro nymphing, is like flinging the fish into the net as quick as possible?
Oh yeah, your net setup has to be, you know, I done many times this season alone. I messed around with my net setup. I was over in Norway 2 years ago, and I was watching the two of the Finnish guys that are on the Finland team, and they were competing, and they had a very good net set up there from Icon, and I've kind of adapted the same kind of net setup and tweaked it a little bit to suit the Irish waters. But yeah, it's, you know, having your net set up is very effective. Being able to catch them at all levels, whether it's the net right above your head or anything. You know, you see no. Oh, he
just missed that one, I think.
Yeah.
Came off.
Yeah, so the net setup is one real big thing in competition fishing.
Yeah, it's about having access to it as quick as you possibly can without having to overreach, without having to waste time. If you have to let go of your net, maybe say you're dry dropper fishing, you have the fish coming into the net. For some reason, that fish decides
100%.
to take off for another run on you.
Lewis
even if he's
fish.
Louis fish.
You know, you might have to drop that net to grab that line to play the fish back into you again, and you know, you don't want your net hanging 2 or 3 feet behind you and you're trying to pull in a pulley cord with the net. You know, you want to have that net as close to you can, and if you have to let go of it, that it's still sitting in the same position you nearly let go of it. So, you know, it's all down to muscle memory as well, that, you know, so yeah, no, effective, your net setup is vital. It has to be there, ready, quick, and also be able to put your net back where you got it. You know, so you have your one hand for an nymphing rod and the other hand for the net, 95% of the time. So
what sort of rod setup do you sort of use when you're out river fishing like this? What sort of weight rod and stuff like that?
2 guys seem to be using
14.
fishing for kind of smaller fish, or not that they're fishing for them, but seeing what they're kind of catching. Kind of, they look to be catching between 8 and 13-inch fish, I think, by the looks of it. But like a 10-foot 2 weight is perfect. You know, Noah's water, I think, due to being low and stuff like that, he could go with an 11 foot if he wanted to. I think Lewis, the water, with it's been in flood the last couple of days and stuff like that, I think, you know, you'd be more so sticking to a 10 foot. The fish are going to be kind of holding tight.
Y'all hear me?
To being,
Yeah, mate, we've got you. It's all good.
'Cause I can't hear you.
Yeah, we've got you.
What? No. No.
We can hear you. We've got 12 minutes left. Fish.
Nice
Fish for
catch.
Noah.
Yeah, probably have light setups, good leaders, good bringing them, especially this type of fast-paced competition. You want to be able to, you know, strike hard, land your fish quick and fast. So you know you're relying on strength, durability, your leaders, and your tippet setups.
Yeah.
If you have to strike hard,
Fish for Noah.
Saw it.
All right, so there's 11 minutes 50 to go. Or just below. 11 and a half minutes to go and 42-12. Noah needs another 4 to get on top of Dave. That was his target. He wanted to run the old bull down.
Fish.
Yeah. You might do it, yeah.
Fish for Noah.
The old bull might have to go over and give him a lesson on the river. Read might book the tickets for him.
So with say just under 11 minutes to go, what tactic would you use? Was there a sort of time frame back in Series 1? Was there a time like, did you say to yourself, okay, I'm not going to change anything under 10 minutes to go, or do you have any set goals?
It's kind of hard, you know. Like I practice water. Like I wouldn't try overuse too much water. I would try pick a piece of water and stick with it. You know, and obviously make a game plan on that. Maybe whatever it might be, 300 meters of water or 600 meters of water. You know, and stick with it. Because if you go outside that, like, you know, it's more water you're covering, and if you haven't practiced on it and you haven't allowed for it in your game plan or something, then there's a good chance you're going to kind of start to unravel a little bit and unfocus. So
yeah,
10 minutes to go. Like I didn't do a whole lot different.
10 minutes, Lou.
I stuck to my game plan. Stay going. I was meeting a lot of fish kind of coming near the end, so you know you just grind out. You keep going, get as many as you can. Every fish counts. So, you know, in terms of Noah's position,
Louis fish.
Louis
he's
fish.
well ahead, but if he's in a competition, he's covered a lot of water now. So I would probably drop back down and pick out. There's definitely 2 pockets there he got a lot of fish from. So again, depends. It's his river, you know. The fish might behave like that. They might take a lot of time to recover there. You know, if the fish recover fast in the river, then yeah, I'd be dropping back down if things start to slow up. So you know, and when you find things start to slow up, you can sometimes get a bit frustrated and trying to juggle your decisions in your head what to do, but that's where your game plan comes into effect and you stick with it. Like so.
Fish.
Yeah, we've got fish for Noah. He's one behind him now. We've got a question here from Erhan Sinner for Louis' main cam. What's the weather? What's the water temperature where Lewis is fishing? Do we know?
Let me. Do you know the water temp?
Hey, Lou, you know the water temp? He's got a fish on.
That's all right. We can have a chat.
He's got
to him
a
after
fish.
we go.
Louis
He's
just
got
caught another fish.
Louis got another fish. We can have a chat to him about that one afterwards.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fish for Noah. I think.
Fish.
Fish for Noah. He's drawn equal with Old Bull. I wonder what Old Bull's thinking right now if he's watching. He'll be back on the river trying to beat it again.
Yeah, I'd say his Halloween makeup is starting to roll off his face a little bit now with the sweat. Yeah, no, Noah looks to have like perfect conditions there. He has the sun on his back, and you know, he kind of has everything going for him. So,
Holy cow.
and I'm sure Lewis, would equally have as many fish if he was in similar conditions. I do believe with the water volume that's gone through in the last 2 days that he's done me. So,
Fish for Noah. We have we have someone that you know, mate. Peter Driver.
Fish.
Fish for Noah. Peter's asked will we see. He's really looking forward to Series 2. He wants to know will we see you in Series 2, mate?
Yeah, hopefully. Definitely hope to be there anyway. So all going well. I definitely hope to be there. So.
Awesome.
Give it a good rattle this time. Take on the Old Bull again. Look, I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot from it. You do like it's a different type of fishing. You might get a lot of small fish. Then again, you could be only meet. I know there was days I went practicing and there was all the fish I was meeting were keepers that you would get in the fish moosh competition. So, it's an absolute fabulous way of practicing for a competition. So, and sometimes you could go out and spend 6 hours on the river, and it's something that I've been told plenty of times. You're spending too long on the river practicing. To go out and do a 2-hour session here and and you take a break and go do another 2-hour session on a different piece of water. It's enough, like, because after I start making mistakes and building habits, so. You start getting frustrated with your fishing and your setups a little bit, and you start making changes. And when it comes to competition day, you want to be focused. And so I always find short practice sessions do work the best. So, I'm making a run for it now, back down to its money spot.
I think he heard you, mate. When you come into competitions, you guys sort of like before you go out to fish, you sort of know, okay, I'm going to hit this spot next, this spot, and say after half an hour I should be in this area. Do you sort of plan your comps like that, or?
Yeah, the beat that you're going. Some competitions we go to, you get the draw the actual morning of the competition. If it's not one of your local rivers or home rivers, or a river you've done a whole lot of practice on, then you might know the area until you get to the river, and all you can do is maybe hope that you've maybe came across it during practice. And then again, sometimes not, because during practice you might fish a piece of water and say, oh, this was, the fishing wasn't great on it compared to other areas, and straight away you have an unconscious thought against this, like, and you're kind of putting yourself in the negative. So sometimes you want a new piece of water because it actually make yourself work harder to fish it, because he's on the run again.
We've been watching you, mate. Been watching you running up and down the river. Yeah. Peter's come back on. He said he hopes better hope you don't draw against him in Series 2. Come up against him.
Yeah. I know a few tricks to slow Peter down, so it'll be all right.
Andrew Sloan's come on and said young bull versus old bull would be a great match for Series 2.
Yeah. Yeah, look, it'd be great to do it again. Dave's a wealth of knowledge and experience, of course, so hopefully we'll see what happens. So. But yeah, if you were going to a piece of water, like depending on if you knew it was drawn, like I know our national competition here was held in Thomastown.
Fish for Louis? Yeah.
So,
No.
Yeah, sorry about that, mate.
No worries. Changing flies.
So there was no fish?
No fish.
Not long to go.
yeah, you see the net set up there for Noah. It's hanging back a bit, so you know it's
Fish for Noah.
sometimes that object fish been an important session of a competition. So little things like that. I think you pick up during competitions and stuff like that. You know, everything comes into one, whether it's your chest pack or your vest or up to your net set up to everything. It's it all comes into play as one. Like so, you need to be confident in your setup, to be confident in your abilities to do to go out there and do your best and catch fish. So
Nice. We got Andrew Sloan come on and said, great match, lads. Keep them in the net. In this situation where Louis got a couple of minutes to go and fish for Noah, and he knows he probably won't win this one, but would you just keep doing the same thing, or do you think it plays in your head a little bit?
I know. Look, I'm sure Lewis has put in plenty of practice, and it might be one of his local rivers. So,
last minute,
as I said,
1 minute.
It was a different day. He might, he might be up there with Noah. Like so, there's nothing you can keep doing. If you know you're way behind, look, you fish it out. You give it all your heart, and you go home after it, and you take from it what you can, and every day is a learning day. So.
All right, so there's not long left. 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
How's that Guinness going down, mate?
Not great. It's 2 cans down, but they're gone a bit flat. So
10 seconds. Will they get one on the buzzer? And that's game over.
Time, Lou.
Time's up. All right. Awesome job, lads. It's finished up 49.
Time, Lou. Time.
Well, as we're waiting for these guys to come in, Mark, with Louis River there, we saw Louis stayed in one area for quite some time at the start. It's easy to say now, and us guys watching.
All these
would you have moved around a bit faster at the start, or?
No, it's again going back. It's I'd say it's a bit too hard, seeing as the water levels in the previous days. It's probably a likely spot. It did look tasty at the very start there. It could have been hitting the fish. The water did look to be pushing through a lot quicker there where he started. So, the fish could have been holding very tight to the bottom. He might not be getting down to them with the levels being so strong as they were. Like so. Then again, the fish could be just off. That it's this late in the evening, as his father's saying there, and it's going to be dark in the next half an hour. So, You know, a few little things are against them there in terms of that versus Noah, like so. You know, it does feel a little bit colder there, not much sunshine. You know, if there's no heat in the air, even though it might be a bit darker, you know, the fish might be coming on. So,
All right, so we'll head straight over. Let's head over to Noah. Noah, mate, how are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Awesome effort, buddy. Finished up on 49. Was that more than what you were thinking?
To be honest, that was about around where I was thinking, but it was tough fishing. So the wind really made it a lot tougher, and there's a lot of bites that I couldn't convert. So overall, I'm definitely happy with 49 fish. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice work, man. Nice work. Let's head over to Louis. Louis, mate, how you feeling, buddy?
Well, I fished pretty poorly. But,
You did well, mate.
I had opportunity for much more than I sealed the deal on, which is unfortunate.
How many did you drop? Any or?
There's actually a couple times where I snagged bottom and a fish came up and ate my dropper tag while my point fly was stuck on bottom.
that can happen.
Yeah, that can happen. What were you using there?
Just basic. I was throwing double nymphs for the most part until I ran out of sunlight to where I couldn't see it. So I had to throw a dry dropper, but I didn't get any doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was it was pretty good. The fishing was great. I also had a knot in my fly line that I had to cut and tie a blood knot on. That didn't help. that caught me out of a little bit of time as well.
Yeah, we saw you down there. We didn't know whether you were changing flies or what, but well, anyway, mate, you did really well. Ended up with 14, which is not bad at all. I'll be happy if I caught 14 fish, mate, in 1 hour.
Yeah, I wouldn't normally if the fish were so happy and I just messed up. I spent a lot of time, retying that it shouldn't have taken me that long. That's all.
Yeah, we got James Kosofsky. James Kosofsky. He said, "Well done, Louis."
Thank you.
Cool. Well, excellent effort, mate. Thanks heaps for your time and pity about the weather and you had leading up into this match. It might have made things a lot tougher for you.
Yeah.
But
it's hard to put up with 50 fish anywhere.
Yeah, thanks for jumping in and being a good sport and having a go. And we'll head back to Noah. The screens have gone a little bit there. So we've just lost someone, but we'll wrap this up fairly quickly. Noah, mate, we'll head back to you. Congrats again, man. Thanks heaps for participating. It looks pretty windy over there. And
yeah, that kind of came in as a surprise in the end. It was really strong. I didn't really have a rig set up for it to be this windy, so I just had to take my original rig and just swing it down and hope to feel all those bites. So.
All right, so sorry about the screens, everyone. Something's just dropped out again. But anyway, we'll wrap this up pretty quickly. Well done, Noah. Congrats again. And thanks again, Louis, for jumping in, having a go.
Well done, guys. Great fishing.
And we'd like to say a big thanks to Mark for jumping on board the commentary box here, mate. Some great little tips there. And we hope to see you in Series 2 again.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, so
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. All right. Well, thanks everyone for watching. Sorry about all the technical issues, but once again, It's another exhibition match. These things are getting fine-tuned, ironed out. But happy Halloween, everyone. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And give us a like on Facebook and follow us on Twitch TV. And don't forget to be hashtagging Flyfish Live on all your social media, fish pictures, and you could be a winner. So thanks again. We'll wrap it up here and stay tuned. Series 2 is not too far away. So we'll see you soon.